All right, so today I wanted to talk about a company I've never talked about before. This is Olympia Financial Group, OLY.TO. They only trade on the TSX. First things first, if you get value out of the video, please like, subscribe, comment. Check out those links below. Again, I did notice this when going through the screener on Stock Unlock. I do have a promo code for that, so check out the links. So the first thing that I would mention with this company is they have a $255 million market cap. So companies this small obviously come with an added degree of risk. Stocks are risky in the first place, and smaller cap stocks are even more risky yet. So that's the first caveat that I would throw out here. They do have a 6.7% dividend yield, at least at the time of me making this. Earnings yield of 9.35, so they have that covered fairly easily, actually. So that's something that's important and something that I noticed. Basically, what they do is provision of trustee and administration services. The company provides foreign currency exchange and other trustee services. The company operates through 5 segments: private health services plan, investment account services, currency and global payments, exempt edge, and the corporate and shareholder services. So looks like they do a handful of different things here. The other thing that really drew me to this company was the insider ownership. Insiders own almost 35% of the company, which I don't think I've ever actually seen a number that high. I've only actually noticed this probably a month or two ago on Stock Unlock, so I haven't ran too many companies through it, and it would make sense that it's a smaller company like this that it has. But again, this is a number that you almost never, like you rarely will even see a company in the double digits, let alone this high. So that's something that I really like to see, is that the fact that the insiders own so much of it, it provides all the incentive in the world for them to continue to grow the company and to maintain the growth. So first things first, profitability is very, very good on this company. Management's doing a very good job. I mentioned earlier that they have a 6.7% dividend yield, but they've also beat the S&P over the last 5 years, which is also quite impressive. Growth has slowed a little bit, but they are still growing. Another thing that really attracted me here is current ratio of 5.36, which is really good. That means that they have a very strong balance sheet. Shares are basically flat, so that's also a good sign. The dividend yield is pretty normal there. Analysts are actually very bullish as well, and they're also trading for a fairly steep discount to their average PE and price to free cash flow, which I also like. If we look at the financials here, if we look at their operating margin has grown about 10% per year over the last 5 years. Net margin's grown 7.15. Shares have remained exactly the same. They have not issued nor bought back a share over the last 5 years. Actually, it looks like they have, but it looks like they issued some back in 2021, but they bought them back in 2024. Earnings has grown 30% for this company over the last 5 years. Revenue's grown about 20%. Return on equity has grown 7.75, and their PE, the compounded annual growth rate to their PE, has actually gone down, which means that the fundamentals has grown faster than the amount that people are willing to pay for the company. So basically, let's check out their dividend, and then I'll maybe run a quick DCF just out of curiosity here, which I haven't even done yet. I mentioned that their dividend has remained steady for basically going back to the third quarter of 2023. So they haven't increased it nor lowered it since then. But if you go back 10 years, the average growth rate has been about 10.7%. I mean, if you'd bought this company back in 2016, you'd have a 35% yield on cost, which is just crazy. I mentioned that they have outperformed the S&P over the last 5 years. They've more than doubled it over the last 10 years. Let's maybe check an even shorter amount of time, just out of curiosity, because I haven't actually looked at that yet. If we go back about 3 years, they've also outperformed. So this is a company that historically outperforms the S&P. The actual share price returns looks like they're about the same, but when you include dividends, they've outperformed them by a lot. So let's run a quick DCF just out of curiosity here. Because like I said, I have not done this yet, so I'm going to do this on the fly. So if we assume that they grow earnings, let's assume they're going to grow like 12% per year. Shares outstanding are going to stay the same. Dividends going to grow 10% per year. And I mean, what was their average PE here? Average PE has been 13. They're currently around, let's just assume it's going to be like a 10, just be conservative here. That still implies the company's 51% undervalued. I don't think that that's necessarily realistic. Let's assume maybe 10% earnings growth. That still implies they're about 33% undervalued. I definitely do think this company is undervalued, but are they 33%? Probably not. I think the better metric probably is their average historical valuation, which is about 17% above where they currently are. This is why I'm buying this company, because I think that they're undervalued where they're at right now. They're close to their all-time high, which is, I mean, they're currently at about 107, 108. Again, I'm making this video before I release it, so it'll change. But 114 is their high. Their all-time high looks like it came back in February of 2024. They're about 121 a share. So I think 120 a share, probably that's not out of the realm of possibility here. So like I mentioned at the start of the video, this stock clearly comes with an added degree of risk. But on the flip side, I think that it's undervalued. I think it's worth taking a chance, mainly as an income play, to be honest. But I still think it's worth taking a chance. So anyway, that's what I wanted to bring up today. If you got value out of the video, please like, subscribe, comment, and stay tuned for more.